Welcome to the Powerful Comics Man podcast. This is Gerald Dorado, and the Powerful Comics Man podcast is available on Spotify and all podcast platforms, and also on YouTube and Facebook. Okay, so I'm gonna try an entirely different kind of content for this episode. Actually, this is gonna be a series. This is the first time that I'm gonna do this. I've been thinking about doing something like this, but uh, I'm not able to think of a topic. And now, if you've been following the podcast for several days, the last couple of episodes that I created were about me being almost 40 years old. Okay, so I'm gonna be 40 years old on April the 7th. That's my birthday. Okay, so send me some good shit. Well, even just a greeting on Facebook, on anywhere you can find me is great. That's one good thing about Facebook, diba? The best day for Facebook is your birthday because everybody remembers you, and you get to read a lot of warm greetings online, diba? And anyway, so uh, I decided to create a series about the things that I uh, that I've learned, life wisdoms. So I'm calling this series 40 Life Wisdoms at 40. Okay, so um this is a little bit based on the YouTube trends. The Whenever people get their birthdays, um they they create this content, let's say 20 at 20, so some random facts or some things that they've learned, and they do it in one video. But for me, I think this is a great opportunity to go deep on each of the things that I have learned in my 40 years of existence on Earth. Okay, so obviously I'm not dead yet, so I am gonna learn a lot more than this, and maybe some of these ideas are gonna be revised or completely scrapped of the things that I believe in, because that's how people are. I'm just gonna put it out there. Maybe when I turn 40 and a half, I'm gonna have to scrap some of these, or when I get 50, or you know when I get older, as we move along, floating in this spaceship called Earth, wandering through space. And this is gonna be this is gonna I just thought I'd just go deep and just not mention these 40 things that I think are valuable. And uh, I would say I stand firm on believing. Okay? So, without further ado, maybe I'm the only podcaster who rarely says that without further ado. But we're gonna start on the 40 life wisdoms at 40 by Gerald Dorado here in the Powerful Comics Man podcast. Okay, so the first the first the first life wisdom that I would like to share, that I really I really believe in the uphold, is what you can see on screen. It is the Socratic Paradox, and it is stated by the great philosopher I think Greek philosopher Socrates, and he said, "I know that I know nothing." That is a very simple yet very powerful statement. And I think this few words has the power to open up your mind, and it did. It opened up an entire generation. Well, not just entire generation, probably the entire ancient world with this with this philosophy. The fact that I'm still mentioning it now and crediting it to Socrates speaks volumes about the Socratic Paradox. Okay, so I know that I know nothing. So if you're really gonna think about it, it's this is to me this is humility. To me, accepting that you know nothing is the beginning of learning. Okay, because sometimes well, I don't remember when I first read about this. Maybe I was already in my mid 20s or something. And medyo hindi ako hindi kasi ako nagbabasa masyado nung mga panahon na yon about these things. But in a way, when I read it and understood it, I thought I've been practicing this philosophy for quite some time already during that time. Maybe since I was in high school pa. Kasi it is uh, it is it was my way, especially in learning art and observing people, basically. Because sometimes I would talk to my friends and they talk as if they know everything. Even how people think. 'Di ba? Parang pag nagchichismisan yung mga tao, kasi ganito siya. This is his intention. 'Di ba? He did this because this is his intention. And he did this because this is how he is. Because this is what he wanted to do. This is what he wanted to happen. 'Di ba? And to me, parang, what? Are you sure? Are you paano mo how did you get to that conclusion? Did you talk to him? Which I knew na they didn't. Uh Kumbaga, you're just assuming something, and when I asked them, they just say na parang, oh, I just know. 'Di ba? And this also applies, of course, when Socrates said this. I think the story goes. I don't know how true this is, but the story goes that Socrates never lost a debate because this is his final say. Whenever they're debating something complex and nobody really knows, let's say during that time, maybe the purpose of life, or maybe why why the sun rises, or a natural phenomenon, well, maybe a storm, or what is an earthquake. I don't know what they're debating back then, but his opponents would have reasons, would have explanations, would have hypotheses, and so they would claim that they know the answer, basically. And Socrates, not knowing, or recognizing that there is lack of evidence on, let's say, what an earthquake is, because back then people just say it's the work of the gods, diba, basically. And but Socrates is humble enough to admit that he doesn't really know, and maybe he got ridiculed, or let's say, I don't know what they've been arguing over. Maybe it's um, something petty or something that is highly philosophical. But his counter to every dead end is that he don't know. He didn't know, and that is the right. That was the that was the right answer, diba? Instead of claiming something, of knowing something, and which you yourself knows that the probability of it is bullshit, then you would have to concede. You would be left with with nothing. Okay, and you were gonna lose a debate, or you maybe you're not in a debate. You're gonna lose in you're gonna end up probably not making the best decision for a situation, diba? And it is the hubris of being sure about something that you hardly have any evidence or any clue of what it is actually. So you can apply this on on academic things or relationships. Why would you assume that a person has this ulterior motive to harm you without knowing for sure? Accepting that you don't really know is not only humble, it is also smart, because it allows you to make informed decisions. Okay, knowing that you could be wrong, or that accepting that you are not properly informed, or probably ill informed, and maybe the people that you thought were correct, the people that you trusted for information could be wrong as well. And being open to that in every situation is liberating, because it allows you to it allows you to be open to other ideas. Okay, so other ideas may sway you to change your mind, or maybe it doesn't. But hearing it is always a good thing on any occasion, 'di ba? Knowing how the other side of the argument works, what kind of thought process are they involved with, and how they project those, or how they process the information into what could be, is important, because knowing how people could think precisely is an advantage to you, 'di ba? That could open to you having the ability of predicting how they would work. And if and that doesn't apply only to people, right? So even in physics, 'di ba? First you have to admit that you don't know. Then you can probe, and then you can follow the Socratic method. Let's see what's I forgot the Socratic method. Let's Google that. Okay, so the Socratic method. Let's just go to the images. Huh? No, not that. Okay, let's. Okay, what? Three steps of the Socratic method. Five Socratic questions. Ang dami pala. Ang daming this is a very elaborate not elaborate but a lot of things said this is an academic shit. Diba? So you can research more on this. But at the end of the day, the Socratic Paradox says that you should accept that you when entering a conversation, when entering a quest, when entering uh, um, a finding or an experiment, you can say that you should begin with a blank slate and an absolutely open mind. Okay, so that is the only way for you to absorb everything. Absorb all of the good things that make sense and the bad things that doesn't, so you can filter the bad shit and accept what holds true and what follows logic. And yeah, educate yourself and do not be swayed by other people if whether they're saying it in an in an eloquent manner, but at the end of the day it would still fall into logic, into the actual sense of what they're saying. Okay, do not be. This is the surefire way for a person to avoid becoming a sheep, just following orders from the flock, just following where the group leads you to, and not carving your own path. Okay, so that is the first of the 40 life wisdoms. I don't think I can elaborate more on on the Socratic paradox. So I'm just gonna end that here. But basically, that is the gist of it. I know that I know nothing, so start with a blank slate and start with zero knowledge and just accept and filter all of the information that you get along the way. Okay, this is not a surefire method para maging perfect lahat ng decision mo, but it would help you definitely to create better decisions in the end. Okay, so that is the first of my 40 life wisdoms at 40. I'm gonna see you on the next episode of this for number 2. Watch out for that. I'm gonna be uploading this daily. Okay, so that's it. Powerful Comics Man podcast.